So good morning students. So in the previous video we had seen about the statement of superposition theorem and the proof of superposition theorem. Now in this video we will go for the problems. So as I said, now we are going to find out the current through the resistance R3. Find the current through the resistance R3. That is your question there. Now in this we have two voltage sources. So when we have two voltage sources, first step is take one voltage source and the remaining next voltage source short circuited. So as I said earlier, your voltage source should be short circuited, current source should be open circuited. So now you are going to short circuit your V2 voltage source and keep your V1 voltage source there. So now we have to simplify it. So when you are going to simplify it, your circuit, if you are going to see this R3 and R2, it is going to be in parallel. So find out the equivalent resistance. So equivalent resistance is going to be your R equivalent is equivalent to 10 into 20 divided by 10 plus 20, it is going to be 30. So 30 means you are going to have almost 20 by 3. So 20 by 3 is going to be 6.667. So 6.67 ohms. So this 6.67 is going to be in series with this R1. So it is going to be, so total resistance R is equivalent to 100 plus 6.67 ohms. That is why it is going to be given here as 106.7 ohms. The total R equivalent is going to be. Now to find out the current IT, what we are going to do is, we are going to have your resistance here. In this case, so here in this case, if I am going to see your resistance RT, so now my circuit is going to be like this. So this is going to be your resistance 106.7. Here you are going to have your voltage source to be your 15 volts. So this is going to be a circuit. Now if I am going to assume that the total current is going to be IT is equal to, current is entering like this, this is plus, this is minus. So it is going to be IT is equal to your 15 divided by 106.7. So that means that it is going to be approximately 1.41 amps. So now the current flowing through your resistance IR3 is going to be 0.0. So now I have found out the total current. Now if I have found out the total current, I need to find out the current through R3. So how I am going to find out is, here I am going to redraw the circuit. So this is your R1. Okay, we will take your resistance R1. This is going to be your voltage source 15 volts. This is going to be your resistance R3. And here I am going to have your resistance R2. So now we know your total current here IT. So this is your total current IT. I want to find out what is the current that is going to flow through your R3, that is IR3. So to find out IR3, I can apply the voltage divider rule. So what is the voltage divider rule? R3 is equal to total current IT into opposite resistance. Opposite resistance is your R2 divided by R2 plus R3. So if I substitute it or simplify it, my current is going to be 0.094 amps there. So this is going to be the current that what is going to be got when you are across your resistance R3 because of this voltage source 15 volts. Next is, we are going to consider the next condition. So next condition is going to be your V2 voltage source. When I am going to take V2 voltage source, shorted. So shorted means again you are going to find out your R equivalent. So R equivalent is going to be your 100 and resistance is going to be parallel. So 100 into 10 divided by 110. So that is going to be your 100 by 11. So 100 by 11 is going to be your 9.09. So next is this resistance. These two are going to be your equivalent parallel configuration. So now I have found out. Now this resistance, if I am going to redraw the circuit, it is going to be your resistance. This is your 9.09. You are going to have your resistance 20 ohms. So your voltage source is going to be here V2. So now your V2 is going to be 13 volts. Your total resistance is going to be here 9.9% 29.909. That is what we have written here. Now to find out the current IT, so IT is equivalent to, if I apply my KVL, here current is entering like this. This is plus, this is minus. Here this is plus, this is minus. So it is going to be your IT is equivalent to V2. V2 is nothing but 13 divided by, here in this case it is going to be 29.09. This is going to be your IT value, that is nothing but 0.447 amps. So once I find it out, now next step is I have to find out what is the current through your resistance R3. So to find out the current through your resistance R3, you are going to apply a current divider rule. So this is going to be 100 ohms. This is going to be your 10 ohms. So I want to find out the current through this, that is going to be your I3. Here your resistance is going to be your 20 ohms. Here your voltage source is going to be 13 volts. Now I want to find out I3. So I3 is nothing but, I know the total current. This total current is nothing but IT. So your I3 is nothing but IT into your opposite resistance. Opposite resistance is 100 divided by total resistance is going to be 100 plus 10. So your I3 value is going to be 0.406 amps there. Now in both the cases, in the previous case if you see, current is going to flow from top to bottom. Here also current is going to flow from top to bottom. So in that case the total current, we can say that it is going to be the addition of two currents. Addition of two currents is nothing but 0.5 amps. So this is how we have to do your problem there. This is your so first problem under your superposition theorem. Next is, suppose till this problem I have seen, it contains only your independent sources. Suppose if you are going to have your procedure for applying a superposition theorem, if it is going to have dependent sources, means in that case independent sources is there, means voltage source you can short circuit it, current source you can open circuit it. But dependent source is there, means you should not disturb that source, and you have to find out what is going to be the current or voltage that is asked for the question there. So we say that you have to consider only one source to be active at a time. Remove all the other ideal independent voltage sources by short circuit and all other ideal independent current sources by open circuit. And in this case, if there is going to be a dependent source, leave the source as such and do the calculations there. So now we are going to consider a circuit. Find I0 in the circuit shown below. The circuit is going to involve a dependent source, your 5 I0. The current may be obtained by using your superposition theorem. So now they have asked you to find out your I0. So to find out this I0, first is I have two independent sources. One is 4 amp source, the other one is going to be 20 volts source there. So I0 dash is going to be the current due to your 4 amps current source, and I0 double dash is going to be the current due to the voltage source 20 volts there. So the total current I am going to assume that it is I0 dash plus I0 double dash. Now we will see here. First is to obtain your I0 dash with your voltage source short circuited. So I have short circuited this voltage source there. So in this case, when I am going to short circuit the voltage source, you know that this is your current source. So current source is going to be I1 is equal to 4 amps. For loop 2, if I am going to take your loop 2, you are going to write your KVL equation here. So in this case, it is going to be your minus 3 into here the current. So if I am going to start from here for this loop, plus 2 minus So here in this case minus 3 into I2 minus I1, here minus 2I2, and here it is going to be your minus 5I0. So plus 2 minus 2 plus is going to be plus 5I0 minus I2 minus I3. So in this case, if I remove that minus sign throughout, it is going to be this equation. For loop 3, it is going to be your, from here if I am going to start, current is entering like this. So minus 5 into I3 minus I1. Here minus 1 into I3 minus I2. So here minus 5 I0 minus 4 I3 is equal to 0. So we know that your I0 dash is equivalent to your I1 minus I3. So how to get it is, your I0 is here. See here in this case, this is your I0 dash current. Okay. So here in this case, this is your I3 current. And this is going to be your I1 current. So if I apply KCL at this node, sum of incoming currents, so suppose this is your node A. So KCL at node A is going to be sum of incoming currents is going to be your I0 dash plus I3 is equivalent to outgoing current is going to be I1. So from this I0 dash is equivalent to I1 minus I3. So now I have three equations. You know your I1. I1 is 4 amps. So substitute it, simplify it. You will be getting your equation I0 dash to be 52 by 17. So we know that your I0 dash is equivalent to I1 minus I3. What is I1? I1 is nothing but 4. So 4 minus I3. So now we want to find out what is your I3. So by solving these two equations, I can find out your I3. So when once I find out my I3, then automatically your I0 dash I can find out. So I0 dash is equal to 52 by 17 amps for 4 amps current source. Next procedure is to obtain I0 double dash. We open circuit this 4 amps current source. So when I open circuit it, that is going to be removed and the circuit is going to simplify as a 2 loop. So dependent source, we will not touch it, we will keep it as such. Now consider this loop. Your current is entering like this. So if the current is entering like this, this is going to be plus, this is going to be minus. Here current is entering like this, this is plus, this is minus. Current is entering like this, so this is plus, this is minus with respect to this loop. So you can write it as minus 2 into I4 here plus 5 I0 dash minus I4 into I4 1 into I4 minus I0. So here in this case, if I write this equation, it is going to be minus 2I4. Here is going to be minus 2 plus. So plus 5 I0 double dash. So plus 2 minus is going to be minus 1 into your I4 minus I5. Here minus 3 I4 is equal to 0. So if I simplify this equation, it is going to be 6I4 minus I5 minus 5I0 dash is equal to 0. Now coming to this equation, if I am going to see, this is plus minus. Here current is entering like this, this is plus minus. Current is entering like this, this is plus minus. So if I write here down for a loop equation here, it is going to be minus I5 minus I4, then minus 5 I0 double dash, then here minus 4 into I5, minus 2 plus is going to be plus 20, here plus 2 minus is going to be minus 5 I5 is equal to 0. So if I simplify it, the equation is going to be minus I4 plus 10 I5 minus 20 plus 5 I0 double dash is equal to 0. So here we know that the incoming current to this node is going to be I0 double dash. Here the current is going to be your I5. So I0 double dash is equal to minus I5, because I cannot have more number of variables, unknown variables there. So I have to equate it to one variable. So I0 double dash is equal to minus I5. Substitute in the above equations. If you simplify it, your I0 double dash is equal to minus 60 by 17 amps. Therefore, your total current I0 is equal to I0 dash plus I0 double dash. So we know that in this case your I0 double dash is minus 60 by 17. There it is 52 by 17. Subtract it, you will get your I0. The current through your 5 ohm resistance is going to be minus 8 by 17 amps. Thank you.